Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm cooking rice and beans. Rice and beans. And rice and beans, once you cook rice and beans, you have to cook the beans first for some minutes because it takes a while for beans to cook than rice. So you cook your beans depending on how soft you want the beans. So for me, I always do 45 minutes to make sure that it's very done, so that you're not eating raw beans in the food when it's ready. So I do 45 minutes. I've picked the beans. You take away all the shafts and stone and weavers. I've washed it and I've popped some water in the pot, and that's what you're looking at. It's cooking now. This is 6 o'clock. I'll leave it till 6:45 before I pour the rice. Come along as we cook. Hello guys, this is the beans. It's still cooking. Like I said, I'm gonna leave it for 45 minutes. This is 20 minutes to go. And I've decided to show us, I'm gonna be cooking egg fish stew or sauce for the rice and beans. So I've peeled the scale on the fish, I've washed it clean. Now I'm going to go ahead to, something popped in my mind, not to boil it. I should marinate. So when I put I should marinate like I'm gonna do roast chicken, because by the time I boil it's gonna be too soft to stay in the sauce. So I'll just do a marinade and roast it in the oven, so at least it will stay together when I put it in the sauce. Okay, I'll show you that. I'm so excited with this recipe of this roast egg fish that just popped in my mind. You'll see how it goes. I'm going to show you the end point. So I'm putting some salt. This time around I'm just using my head to put it. Putting the spices without measuring. Yeah. So I feel like popping this spice. It's got mostly everything. It's just labeled mild roasted curry, but a lot of spices are in there. There's coriander, there's garlic, there's ginger, there's turmeric, there's cumin. Yes, so I'll just use this instead of opening all the containers one by one. So it's got mostly everything inside. All I need to do is just shake well and pour the amount that's needed. So this is mini roasted curry powder here. Mini roasted curry powder. I don't know why it's blurry. Okay. I think I'll just put the name. It's just blurry. It's not allowing me to give you a snapshot. Anyway, so I've popped the curry powder that has all different spices. What am I going to add now? Even this one has black pepper already, so that's everything actually. I'll pop some oil. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I've added what I added behind you was a cube of Maggi, and what else? Pepper. I think it's called, it's not chili pepper, our normal ground ground pepper, atagungu. So I pop some on it, and I didn't forget my crayfish, just 1 spoon. I always like the taste in my food, so I added 1 spoon, and yeah, and I added some oil as well. I've mixed it, and I'll leave it for a bit, and I'll go ahead to roast it in the oven. So the beans is still cooking. I just tasted one of it. It's still very hard, so it's good that I was going to cook it for 45 minutes. I've got 6 more minutes to go. Then after that, I'll wash the rice and add the rice so the two can cook together. On the other hand, I've got my blended pepper. This, we have tomatoes, we have bell pepper, we have scotch bonnet, onions. Yeah, pretty much that's it. So that will be the sauce or the stew. You can call it whichever one. So I did this blending last night, and I did the boiling. So I'm gonna use it for the stew or for the sauce. Big fish sauce, which will be for the rice and beans. We use it to eat rice and beans. So that's the blended pepper. I'll go ahead to turn on the cooker so it starts boiling, and I can come in with the oil, the spices, and all the stuff. When you're cooking fish stew, you need to let the sauce be very well done, and maybe 5 minutes to turning off the cooker. You can just bring in the fish, because you don't have to cook the fish for a long time, or else everything will just scatter in the stew or the sauce. So a little bit, when it's just a little bit, like 5 minutes, I recommend for you to bring off the pot from the cooker, and you can add your fish. So you just simmer for 5 minutes, and that's it. Okay guys, it's 7 minutes now, making it 45 minutes. I've been cooking the rice. I've washed my rice water clear. I'm just adding it, and I'll add more water. I used 1800 ml of water times 2 to cook the beans. I'll add 2 more of that to cook the rice and beans together. So that's one. I'm sure 2 won't be too much, but what I decided to do is to leave this one, and there's no more water, then I can add more. But trust me, the 2 won't be too much. I'll leave it this way. So you stir so the rice can mix with the beans, and leave to cook. So guys, I've added curry powder, thyme, 2 cubes of Maggi, and blended crayfish, of course. So I I'll show you the spoon I'm using that I put. You know this white spoon in liquid medicine. That's what I pop in the container, so I use 2 of those. The aroma in this kitchen is what? It's not of this world. Yeah. And this, the sauce is not done, or it's not done yet, but the aroma it's good. So I'll leave the stew to cook, or the sauce to cook. Is still cooking. And when you know that your sauce is done is when all the oil is floating on top of it. That's when it's done. So it takes time, so you need to be patient. No rushing, guys, so that the stew will not be watery. You see water on one side and the pepper on one side. Okay, the other thing I forgot to say was I added ginger and garlic when I was going to blend the pepper. Yeah, I added some ginger and garlic to it. So the stew is cooking, and the beans and rice cooking as well. Alright guys, this is rice and beans together. Remember I said the other time that I was gonna, that 1,800 water, 1,800 mils of water will not be too much. So I'm going to go in with the second one now. Remember I added just only one the other time, and the water is almost dried up. I'm going to add some more. I prefer the old one, because when I'm pouring the rice and beans out, I like all the starch to come off. So this one is not too much. So I'll let this boil, and I can pour it in the sieve. And that's our rice and beans done. Okay. Our sauce is still cooking. It's not done yet. Like I said earlier, when all the oil is floating, that's when you know it's done. But here now, it's not everything that is floating. So I still need a little bit of time to cook more before it's done. Then at that stage, you cannot go in with all meatable, and I mean all meatable meats. Everything you like to add: meat, fish, snail, dry fish, catfish, egg fish, mackerel, beef, chicken. Yeah, when it's done, that's when you can go in with all this yummy meat. So we still leave it to cook. Alright guys, the rice is done after another 45 minutes. Remember I added the rice after 45 minutes that I've been cooking the beans. So I added some water and it's done now. So another 45 minutes. I'm gonna strain it and dry the water. For some, or I'll say another way of cooking is when you put in the rice, when it's like after 10 to 15 minutes, you can strain it. Then you come in with fresh water, add some salt, and bring back the mixture, making sure the water is floating on it, and you cook till dry. But because I don't like too much starch in the rice and beans, so I tend to put a lot of water. So by the time it's done, I'll just strain the water out, and by straining the water, all the starch, I don't know what's wrong with the lightning, it's not allowing me to show you properly, but I'll strain it now. I'll pour it out so that the excess starch will come off it. I've done the straining, I've come back with a pot, then I'll pour out the mixture for further drying. That's the rice in the sieve. So that's the rice and beans. Normally I don't cook this much, but I wanted to try out, experiment something. That's why I cook this much. So it's 2 cups of beans, 2 cups of rice, not the normal measuring cup, is the cup of evaporated milk. Yeah, that's what I used. So what my experiment was to dish out some. When it's cold, I'll keep it in the freezer, and I want to see how it will look like when I bring it back out. It's more or less like, preserving some for later, keeping some for later, like we normally do our jollof rice, fried rice. We keep in the freezer if we cook a lot. So I want to try this out with rice and beans. I've never tried it, so, and I'm going to show you the day I bring it out. Yeah, and that's the rice and beans done, guys. So the stew is still cooking. Still cooking, guys. And it's coming together little by little. Together. This camera is not doing justice to what I'm seeing, but never mind. So a little bit more time. Sorry about the noise, it's the extractor. I needed to turn it on to extract all the heat in the kitchen. Yeah, so the stew or sauce is still cooking, and yeah, it's been more than an hour that I marinated this egg fish. I think it's ready to go in the oven. Out of your sight, guys, I added some onions. I chopped some onions on it. Yeah, I'll mix it now and pop it in the oven. Okay, guys, this is the fish ready to go in the oven. I don't know why, why this fish smells so good, even when I've not cooked it. I think it's the roasted curry that makes it smell so nice. It smells so good. Yeah. That's the rice and beans, guys. It's ready. A little bit of digression from what we are doing, guys. You'll be happy to know that I think this is a kind of experiment. Now you know that you can keep blended beans for 2 days in the fridge. This is the mixture that we used to make akara on Saturday morning. I was going to use the leftover for moi moi, but there was no time, so I left it in the fridge since then. And here it is. It's not smelling, it's nothing, it just looks fresh, like it's just been blended. Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead now. I want to get rid of that word. Sorry, guys. I'm going to go ahead now to just fry it, make akara with it. So now you can keep blended beans for 2 days. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not sour. Kokan. That's the word in Yoruba. Kokan. It just smells like it's just been blended. So that's what I want to quickly show you. Yeah. I know we have some doubting from us, so I decided to show you as I'm frying the akara. So that's the akara frying. Hi guys, the fish is looking good. Still roasting though. Yeah. The stew is coming together, or the sauce, whichever name you want to call it. It's not done to my taste. I put some chicken inside. The fish is still roasting. There's this leftover chicken that I roasted the last time. I didn't use all for the stew I cooked. So I put that in. Yeah. For the akara. That's the akara. In my opinion, it's not that good to have a leftover of the blended beans. If you have a leftover, you need to use it the same day. I was still able to fry this, but it looks heavy. Yeah, and it takes longer to fry. I think this is because all the air bubbles in the blended beans has escaped. Yeah, it looks so heavy, and yeah, it's taking longer to fry, and it's also sucking oil. There's a lot of oil, unlike the first day that I fried it, that it was so dry after, you know, bringing it out of the oil. So it's not good to leave your blended beans more than a day. Even if you have a leftover, do make time to use it the same day. Okay, I hope we are learning one or two things from this session of my cooking. We're almost doing like 4 cookings in one. It's okay for you guys. It's everything for you guys. How's the fish, guys? It's coming together. I'm going to flip it over the second time, and that will be all. Yeah. Okay guys, I'm still on this akara. Sorry about the noise, it's the extractor. The last set looks better than the first set, though it took longer to fry properly, but it looks better. The first set was just crumbling. Yeah, it was just crumbling, soaked up with a lot of oil. But the second to the last set and the last set, I decided to mix the blended beans properly. Like, I just blended it at least to have a little bit of bubbles. So I think it worked. So it looks great. And that's the last one. Alright guys, this is the roasted egg fish. Remember I said I was doing some experiments. For the first time I didn't cook the fish. I marinated it, and I popped it in the oven because I'm using it to cook some stew, and that's what it looks like. All the water is dried out. I'm going to have a taste and I'll give you feedback. So that's it. That's the stew. I'm gonna pop it in. I'm going to pop it in. Stop that. Oh, sorry guys. I don't want to be saying I'm gonna. So yeah, I think I can have a taste of this one. Wow, it's hot. Oh my goodness. What's the secret of this good cooking? It's Omotola that is behind it. Oh man. It looks bouncy and chewy. And like when you cook it, everything will just scatter. It's good, guys. Wow. This is good. It's so yummy, guys. I'm gonna pop it in there and just let it simmer for 2 to 3 minutes. I want it to stay longer because it's fish, so that it doesn't start breaking up. Wow, this is good. This is good. I'm going to eat the remaining one. It's so yummy. Oh, enjoy me, guys. I wish I can turn this camera around so you can see my mouth. It's hot. I'll turn my cooker on. Okay, I'll show you when it's done. I don't want this video to be more than 30 minutes. We're on 27 minutes, guys. So I'll go off now, let it cook and come back to you. Can you see? Just put on the cooker and you see simmering already. The sauce or the stew is almost ready. I'll give it 2 more minutes and it's done. Can we say it's popping? There's no more water. It's just toasting up now. I'm going to dish it because if I don't dish it, it won't look good. I'll dish it and have a taste so we can all see. We've done a great job staying by and watching. I hope I've made you giggle in one way or the other. If not, I've made you laugh or smile, and hope you've learned 1 or 2 things from today's cooking. We've done the leftover of blended beans into a akara beans cake. We've cooked fish stew, and we've cooked rice and beans. Yes, and we've roasted the fish as well. The fish is in the stew now. Hope you've learned 1 or 2 things. I'll wait for 1 minute left, then I'll dish. I'll have a taste, then I'll end the video. We are on 28 minutes, guys. 29 now. I'll use the remaining 1 minute to dish for us to have a taste. Are we ready, guys? That's the rice. And that's the stew. It looks too bright. And then gonna have a taste. Come on, join me, guys. Wow. Thank you for watching, guys. Do well to like, to share and comment on my video so that I will know what I'm doing right and what I need to improve on, please do well to comment. For new people that are just joining, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've got a Facebook page as well, Omotola Odili. Do well to follow me there for everyday reels. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.